Discuss the developments in the Hillary Clinton email server situation. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, I'm very, very happy to be with you.
The director of the FBI was very clear in saying that any reasonable prosecutor would not pursue charges. You are a reasonable prosecutor. Would you pursue charges?
Well, the director of the FBI worked for me as an assistant, and I am shocked at his conclusion for two reasons. First of all, he actually clearly concluded that she violated 18 United States Code Section 793 when he said she was extremely negligent. That statute doesn't require intent. It requires just gross negligence. And gross negligence is defined by judges in their charge as extremely negligent. I don't know how he can possibly avoid Section 793 subsection F, which says in pertinent part, whoever being entrusted with or having lawful possession or control of any document relating to the national defense through gross negligence permits the same to be removed from its proper place of custody shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for not more than 10 years or both. She clearly did that. There is no doubt. Now, this whole idea that you can't prove intent, Jim knows that we usually prove intent through circumstantial evidence. The circumstances of extreme negligence over and over and over again is the best proof of intent. Also, her destruction of 34,000 emails also proves intent. People have been charged under these statutes for far less than this, and it's going to be almost impossible in the future for the FBI to justify a charge under any of these statutes. Right. So I don't know what Jim is doing. This is to me, a extremely hard conclusion to justify. Specifically, Section 793, subsection F, which makes gross negligence a crime.
Right.
And Jim Comey did say she was extremely negligent.
Well, okay.
So that's gross negligence.
Sure. It is up to the DOJ at the end of the day to decide whether or not to pursue charges. Loretta Lynch had already said that she would be inclined to take the recommendation of the FBI. If she does that, if the DOJ does that and does not pursue charges, in your view, is that in and of itself negligence? Would they be asleep at the wheel?
I think it's an abdication of duty. I think not to indict her, at least under Section 793, subparagraph F, which makes gross negligence a crime. Having found that she was extremely negligent is an abdication of their duty to treat everyone fairly under the law. Just because she's Hillary Clinton, she should not be treated differently than David Petraeus or Mr. Jones, who works for the CIA, there is nobody in America that could possibly believe that anybody else, after what Jim Comey found, would not be prosecuted for imperiling our national security.
In your view, is there political favoritism going on?
In my view, this decision by Jim, who is a good friend of mine, is a grossly negligent decision. And he is giving the Justice Department a way out. And I hope the Justice Department will act in the highest tradition of a department that I spent 15 years in and was the third-ranking official of, and had to recommend indictments of Republicans when I was a Republican.
Okay.
I wish they would have that courage. If people would just read Section 793 of the Criminal Code,
right,
they will find that gross negligence is a crime punishable by 10 years in jail.
Mr. Mayor, you have publicly endorsed Mr. Trump for president. Are your views being influenced by your desire to see Mr. Trump elected president?
I announced 10 months ago that Hillary Clinton had violated the law, long before I endorsed Mr. Trump. I can separate my political views from my analysis as a lawyer. And you don't even have to listen to Rudy Giuliani. You just have to read the statute.
Right.
And I think that's why Jim walked out without taking a question. Because the first question was going to be, how can you possibly not indict her under 793F when you found that she was extremely negligent?